Hello, good evening. Thank you for tuning in with us again with our Real Table Talk. And we have a treat tonight. And our treat is this beautiful young lady that I have been knowing for many, many years. And she have written her own book. And we came to talk tonight about her book tonight. And it is Diamonds in My Own Backyard. So she's going to talk to us and she's going to introduce herself and she's going to let us know who she is and she's going to let us know what prompted her to write this book so that we can be inspired also to become a writer. So hi, baby.
Hi.
How are you tonight?
I am wonderful. What about you?
I am just great. I am just great. It's
Yes,
always
ma'am.
good to see you.
Yes,
Thank you so
ma'am.
much for coming on the Real Table Talk
My
tonight to
pleasure.
share with us um, your adventure that you're going through. And we
Yes,
just want
ma'am.
you to just go ahead on and introduce yourself and let everyone know who you are.
Okay, well, you did an awesome introduction so
Oh,
far.
bless.
My name is Natariel Powell. Many people know me as Natariel the Book Doctor or Natariel Sunshine. I've got 12,000 names.
Yes.
But as long as they don't call me out my name, I'll answer.
Uh-huh.
So, but I'm a native of Savannah, Georgia. My mom has been here all her life, and she is a native of Savannah, Georgia as well. Evelina Powell, you know her extremely
Yes.
well. And I have been writing forever. But some years ago, probably about 10 years ago, I got the nudge to write in a different way. And so this idea came to me about the diamonds in your own backyard. And so a friend of mine gave me a CD. And it was at a very interesting time because I was working at that time at Savannah Tech, and we met out there as well.
Yes, yes.
And so I love the class, I love the students, I love the environment, but I wanted to do a little more. And so in order for me to advance, I was going to have to go back and get another degree. And I just recently gotten one, so I didn't want to do that.
Yes.
So I said, well, let me figure out something else. So I decided, well, let me get a couple side hustles together and figure out, from there. So I sold some Avon, some Mary Kay, a couple different things, and realized I'm not a salesman. I'm not a salesperson, saleswoman, whatever you want to call it. That's not my thing. I'd rather just purchase it. And so a friend gave me this CD, and it was a conversation from several millionaires. And the very first session or lecture on the CD, I watched it, and it changed my life. And so the story was about an African farmer who purchased this farm, and his friend came to see him and said, "Oh, I've discovered diamonds off the coast of Africa." And he said, "Oh, I want the same thing." So the farmer who was residing in the farm, he wasn't really taking care of it too well, but he was there.
Yes.
He left everything, and he went to find these diamonds, right? He left everything he had, and he searched for years and couldn't find anything. He left everything. And so some years, and that farmer unfortunately passed. Some years later, someone else purchased his farm, and that person was working in the fields. He was tending the weeds. He was making sure everything was the way that it was supposed to be. And he looks out one day, and just beyond like a stream, he sees something kind of glittering afar off. So he goes a little closer and closer. Lo and behold, he's discovered these diamonds. And they're right in the backyard of the area that he's tending.
Yes.
And so immediately my mind just, that light bulb went off. He had diamonds the
Right
former
there.
farmer had diamonds right in
Right
his own
there.
backyard. And he
Right
went
there.
out, searching for these other things when everything he needed was right there. And immediately it was as if something spoke to me. The Holy Spirit spoke to me. It was as if I got it. Everything made sense. Everything I need was already inside of me.
Already there.
I didn't have to search for anything. It was already there. That writing ability, that passion for writing, it was always there. But I'd never really tapped into it the way that I tapped into it after I listened to that CD. And that's how Diamonds in My Own Backyard was born.
So even while you saying that, like the scripture in the book of Exodus, all during Moses' time, the Lord kept saying these words to Moses. Moses, what do you have in your hand?
What do you have?
So
in
here
your
it is. Moses had a staff in his hand.
Yes.
He had all that he needed right there in his hand.
Yes.
And so therefore here it is. You inspiring us tonight and encouraging us
Yes.
tonight and letting us know that, listen, you got a diamond in your, right there. It's already
Yes,
in
ma'am.
everything. You
It's
didn't have to
already
go
in you.
searching or anything. It was
Yes,
just right
ma'am.
there.
Right there. I really believe that it just stuck with me for me, and I believe it for everybody. I believe that everyone has at least one thing, but some people have several things that it's innate in them. They do it very well. That's their diamond, that innate gift or talent that they can use, and it can produce wealth for them if they utilize it the proper way. But now, since you went to the scripture, there's a, there's a scripture that I absolutely love, and sometimes I forget where it is sometimes, but I know it's in, I want to tell you the Chronicles of Kings, but as soon as I say it, you're going to know exactly what it is, and you'll be able to help me out.
Just spit it out.
So it's the scripture, the widow's oil.
Okay.
Okay, and so this widow, her son has died, and I talk about it just a little bit in this book.
Of Cain.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna know it. I knew it. That is one of my favorite scriptures, and it's so crazy because the way that it happened is weird. So her husband dies, and her husband's father was one of the priests. And so she goes to Elisha and she's like, well, listen, my husband has died, and the bondmen are going to take my sons to be bond servants.
She was
And
in debt.
yes, ma'am. The first thing he asked her is, what do you have in your house? No, I take that back. First he says, what do you want me to do? And then he says, what do you have in your house? And she says, I don't have anything but a pot of oil.
Yes.
And that always stuck with me because I always, I hear other people saying, well, I don't know how to do anything or except for this or that. But that thing, that except for, is like amazing to someone.
So in other words, she said, I don't have anything in my house but some oil.
Right.
So she went a little further.
Yes.
But a lot of times what we wind up doing, we stay stuck,
Right.
stagnated with that, I don't have anything.
Right.
But we need to go a little further.
Yes, ma'am.
And check out what we really
Yes, ma'am.
got.
What is it in your house?
Yes.
And know she knew who to go to, who to talk to, and who to ask, okay, well, what else can I do? But the interesting thing about this, I love this story, is that to me, I won't say she's one of the first entrepreneurs in the Bible, because I can't remember where Deborah's story is. And I know Deborah's, Deborah was
She in Judges.
Judges.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this woman became an entrepreneur because she's got this oil, right? And he tells her, listen, okay, so go. And it's so crazy because she's in debt, and he tells her to go borrow something.
And isn't that crazy?
That was crazy
Now,
to
that's
me.
crazy.
I'm looking like, well, now why did you tell her to go do that? But she did it. She went and borrowed all these jars, and you know the story. And she pours out everything that she's got, and then he says, take what you have, and pay off your debt, and then use the rest for you and your sons to live off of. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Ding, ding, ding. She became her own entrepreneur.
Yes.
She settled her debt, and
Yes.
she sold the rest, and she built this generational wealth for her sons.
Yes.
And she's not broke anymore. She's not poor anymore. Everything is, and it all started with her oil, the oil she had.
And it was not about, she didn't have anything. It was not about borrowing. It was about her obedience.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
She just was a go-getter.
Yes, yes. I love that
and
story.
that sounds like you, a go-getter. So that's why you did not stop
No,
at
ma'am.
this book. But listen, this is not your first book.
No, that's the second edition of the first book. But I
Yes.
have another one called While You're Waiting.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but in here I was reading, I want my groove back.
Oh, no, that's not mine. I can't take credit for that one. In this book, I've got a list of all the books that I have worked on. Well, not all of them, but at least about, I think it's a list of maybe like 20 or 30 in there that I've either worked on. I either, helped with it in some way. But there's a friend of mine, her name is Dr. Maxine Bryant. She has a book called I Want My Groove Back God's Way.
That's right.
And
yes.
I love that book, but
Yes.
I can't take credit for that one. That is all hers.
Okay.
Yes,
all right.
ma'am.
Well, we'll talk about that. Because I
Yes.
had liked that God's way.
Yes, she talks about, and it's, if you're listening, Dr. B, hi, how are you?
Hi.
It's,
Shout out for you.
Yes, ma'am. It's by Dr. Maxine Bryant, and she She is an amazing poet. She's an urban griot. She loves to tell stories, and she's a wonderful storyteller. And she's actually not a native of Savannah. She moved to Savannah, and she started to really love the Savannah life and just, love the culture here. And I believe that she's got multiple books as well, but I believe that this is one of her first books. And she talks about how she wanted to get some restoration in her life. She wanted, to get back some of her self-confidence. And she wanted to get back and I'm paraphrasing it from what I got, from experiencing it. But she wanted to be sure she was doing these things, but she wanted to do it God's way.
Okay.
And she kind of chats a little bit in the book about the movie, how Stella got her groove back and everything. And the things that she went through and all of that. But she wanted to be sure that she regained herself, but she did it through a godly perspective.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I gotta tell her that you like that book. I gotta make sure we
did.
get you a copy of that one.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
Listen,
ma'am.
how did you discover and cultivated your diamond?
Well, it took some deep inner work.
Okay.
It took some inner work, and I put some of the actual steps that I went through. I put some of them in this book, and I had to sit down and really look at, okay, what am I good at? What am I good at? What do I do well? What am I asked to do, in different situations? And what do I find joy and passion in? What do I really, really enjoy? And so after I made that list, I looked at what was just in me, what was innate, what I felt like I'd been gifted to do.
Okay.
And those things were my diamonds. And then my next step was to look at, okay, how can I use these things or take these particular items to produce financial freedom for myself and positive social change for my community? Because I got to make sure I do both.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay, because that's right there on page 24. And I love what you did because you taught me a new word. And I'm always saying many hats.
Okay.
But here in your book, you call them diamonds.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I see here you writing.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a motivator speaker. You always motivating somebody.
Yes, ma'am.
You souls.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
are
tell
doing-
anybody
I know
that.
you. Listen, now you got that from your mama.
Yes,
you got
ma'am.
that from your
I got
mama.
it honest
Yeah.
from her. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you took all the scraps.
Yes, ma'am.
And put them together.
And I literally did.
Yes.
I literally took the scraps from what she made and
Yeah.
put them together for garments. You are absolutely right about that. Yes, ma'am.
Most people would get the scraps and make blankets, but you got the scraps and make.
No, ma'am.
I love this. I think that was a coat, a vest, or something a blouse that you made.
Yes, ma'am.
That was out of scraps, and I just thought that was so unique.
Yes, ma'am. I used to love dabbling in denim. So I would take little small pieces of denim and just sew them all together. And then see what I come up with from there. But I enjoy it. I enjoy it. Yes, ma'am. But yes, I do say that was one of my diamonds. And you know what was very interesting to me about that? I discovered that at a time when I couldn't find what I wanted for myself in the store.
Okay.
And I said, this is a diamond.
Unique. It's unique.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. And I like that. That's just being you.
Yes, ma'am.
That's just being you. So, that was very unique. Well, one thing about it that you didn't have to worry about, sunshine. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So-
Yes, ma'am. I told you, I'm going to answer you. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Because a lot of people, just like you say, call you Natalia. I like sunshine. 'Cause
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
always smiling. Listen, this is you at all times.
Yes, ma'am.
And so, but one thing that you can rest assured of, that you ain't got to worry about nobody else having it on.
That's it. That's it. I went to a birthday celebration with someone one time, and as soon as we walked in the door, she said, "Oh my gosh!" I said, "Well, what's wrong?" That lady over there has my shirt on. I said, "Oh my, I'm so sorry." I didn't know what to say. I said, "No, that can't be." And then I looked over. Lo and behold, it was true. They had on the exact same top. And I looked at what I had on. I said, well, I made this, so nobody has this on. I'm all right. Yes, ma'am.
But we got to understand when someone makes something, they mix it in all sizes,
Right.
all colors.
Right. Yes,
And
ma'am.
so, but anyway, but I tell you, this book, it's letting us know that you you publishing books and
Yes, ma'am.
magazine. You creating websites. And
Don't tell them all this stuff.
I,
You're going to put me to work.
this is what I love, and I tell you, you blessed my heart. And I have to say this: it was at a time of when my two grandsons was in school.
Yes,
They're
ma'am.
And I know you so. Listen, I know you're so proud of them.
Yes.
You had a lot to do with that when they was in school and they was kind of like failing their little grades or whatever. And I thought about you, and I called you to tutor them.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm telling you, they had done made me frustrated. They had done got on my last. Well, you know what? They had done had the parents frustrated.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm telling you, but you got them fellas, and with the gift that you had,
Yes, ma'am.
and the patience that you had, my Lord, you work with them, and I'm trying to tell you,
There's some good guys.
yeah,
There's some
oh,
good guys. They are. They really are. And they're so bright. They are so bright. I think sometimes they just probably get frustrated about things going on in school, and when they're bright and they're intelligent, they get bored easily. They get bored very easily, and then they, just kind of get into things. But they're so bright and intelligent, and when you hear them talk, especially about their video games, I'll never ever in my life forget that. When they sat down and explained that video game to me, and I remember the name, it was Fortnite.
yeah,
I said, if they can explain this to me, they can rule the world. They just have to channel that energy, in a different way. But they're brilliant. They are just brilliant.
and the teachers now is even doing that to get, they have you have to, get with the kids and
Yes.
see what or draw their attention.
Yes.
And you have to work with that. So
Yes.
yes. So speaking of my grandsons, you have a handsome. Oh my God, you have a. Listen, I'm prophesying now. He's just so built the way he walk. Until
Yes, ma'am.
listen, I'm calling him the football player right
Oh,
now.
Lord.
I can see him running to the NFL right now.
Oh, goodness.
So talk about him.
You talking about my Jameson. I
Yeah,
love
your
my
Jameson, my
He's-
Jameson, our Jameson, Grandma
yes,
Jameson.
Yes. He is 6 years old, and he is almost as tall as me. He comes about right here, and he's just 6. And it's just like you said, he's built like a football player.
Yes.
But he's a very inquisitive child. He's very, very sensitive, very kind, loves animals, but he's very tough. I mean, he's solid as a rock, but he's a protector. And he watches out for mom. He watches
Yes.
out for grandma, and we appreciate that. And we didn't always understand it. And my mom would say, "Well, why, I couldn't go anywhere without him. Well, where's my mommy? Where's my mommy?" Or just kind of looking out to see where I was. And I thought about it. I said, "Hold on, no, he's watching out for us. He's not trying to follow me foot for foot. He's trying to make sure he's, looking out for us. He's being that protector that's innate in him." And we appreciate it.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
He's gonna be something, because every
Yes,
time I would
ma'am.
go to Evangelist Powerhouse, he would just sit there and he would just stare at me, and he would just mesmerize.
He likes the pretty
He
ladies.
did. Yes, he
Pray
do.
for me.
He
He likes the pretty ladies. Already, he likes the pretty ladies.
Yes. So listen,
Yes, ma'am.
we give a shout out to Evangelist Power.
Yes,
That is
ma'am.
my friend. A lot of people, and I'm going to stop right here and say this. A lot of people always complimented me what I had on, but I want you to know, Evangelist Power is my seamstress, and so listen, we sent a shout out for her because she had me looking pretty. Yes, she had
Yes,
me looking
ma'am.
pretty. So,
Yes, ma'am. And you have the type of demeanor that you just make everything look nice. There's some people who can just pick something and it's gonna look nice on them. You have that kind of demeanor. You have that kind of flow, that presence.
oh, bless your little heart.
I'm just telling the truth.
Oh
Yes,
my
ma'am.
goodness. Oh my God. They say I could just take something and just throw on, and and you know,
And make it look
and
wonderful.
pop it. Yes, Lord, but it's a gift.
Yes, yeah, you can show some other people. You know what? That would be really good.
That
if
would
you
be really good.
did.
Yes.
Because there are a lot of people who are, let's see, moving from a traditional type of dress and more into modern. And because they may not have gone there, you know, they may need a little help to say, okay, well, you know, what is comfortable, what looks nice on your form, or, you know, where can you find certain things? Oh, that'd be great if you could help them with that.
I like that. I would like
Yes.
that. Yes, I would like that.
Yes, ma'am.
The summer is coming in.
Yes.
And so every summer I try to pick a color.
Okay.
And so if you notice, I have blue on my nails.
Yes.
And so I've been wearing the red for a long time. So I say I was just trying to find me a new color. So I'm gonna be popping something.
So is it blue for the summer?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay. I'm serious. I would really, really love that. I would love to see you go into any store with somebody, you know, there with you with a camera, and just, you know, talking to the people about how to pair different things and how to, you know, put different things on. I was talking with a friend of mine the other day, and coming from the Pentecostal Holiness Church, we had a transition, and we were conditioned to dress a certain way, and it was very difficult to transition out of that into wearing pants and being comfortable in them and knowing how to put them on and what to add to it. And I think that'd be great if you, because you always look comfortable and posed in whatever you have on.
Yes.
And that would be awesome if you could help
But
other
what
people.
you don't know, seriously, for many years now, that has been going on. Every time, well, you know, I stays in the store.
Yes, ma'am.
And, well, you know, with the pandemic and all that going on and stuff like that.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
I'm talking about when I go into the store and I be, you know, walking around or whatever, and a lady will come up to me and she'll say, "You're so pretty. Would you help me pick out this outfit?" And so I'm telling you, I be in there and I be just matching. Matter of fact, not only just ladies, guys too.
Okay.
And they be asking me, "Ma'am, do you think this will look, you know, what you think about?" And even with themselves and their wives.
Okay.
So I've been doing that for years. And I'm saying, Lord, I wonder why everybody just comes,
Yes, ma'am.
you know. And then when when I tell them to put it together, like, you know, like, now see how these two colors is pretty?
Yes,
These
ma'am.
two colors are gorgeous.
Yes.
So I like these two colors. So I don't know what I'm coming out with, but it just might be.
Something that has to do with that.
Yeah.
I think we just discovered another one of your mini diamonds.
Yes.
I think because there are people who, you know, make a living off of showing people how to put their clothes together. And it's so helpful. It would be so helpful, especially for people who are new moms. Like, that's a huge deal. That's a huge deal. I carried a what did I have? Like a mommy backpack for a while, because it took me a minute to kind of transition back into being myself.
Okay.
After, you know, being Jameson's mom for all these years, well, we don't have to carry this, you know, baby bag anymore, you know, but I was carrying it for quite a while. But that would be wonderful if you could just, you know, show people how to, you know,
see, that's what
transition
I love
over.
about you. You know how to inspire people. You know how to encourage. You know how to use a pusher.
Yes!
You know, and you push
I'm
it.
so
You push
serious.
it real good too. Yeah.
Yes, man. Listen, I'm telling you, people would love it. If you can, whatever store you go in, tell whoever they can come with you with a camera. This is Apostle Campbell Smalls, the glamorous Apostle Campbell Smalls, and we're here at so and so and so. And we're at, what's your favorite store?
Oh my God. Well, everybody think it's Ross, but Ashley Stewart.
Ashley Stewart. We're here at
Yes.
Ashley Stewart in Savannah, Georgia, and we're about to pair up this piece here. And what we want to do is give you some information about what you can wear for the fall. No, not fall. Gosh, what am I talking about? Summer. Some summer finds for the going to the beach, or summer finds for going, you know, getting back into the swing of things after the pandemic. And then there are a lot of people who are so many people are, you know, kind of beating people over the head now with the whole idea of dressing in modest apparel. But what is that if you are used to not dressing in modest apparel. So you got, different people, they're not sure what to wear. They're not, I have struggled with that. And so it took a while, but you are so graced with it.
Listen, I guess I'm bold because I've been there, I've done that, and seriously, and I learned how to be comfortable in my own skin, in my own, just because, well, just like you said, we grew up.
Yes, ma'am.
Be not able to wear lipstick and makeup and nail polish and all these kind of things. But listen, those days are over.
Yes, ma'am.
They are really over.
Yes,
and so, but camera lady, we're going to Ashley Stewart.
Oh, you got me. You got me. That's okay.
Listen, I'm crazy like
yes,
that.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to do
good.
Yes.
Okay.
We're going.
I walked right into that.
You did.
I walked right into
Listen, don't push somebody.
You're right.
Don't push somebody.
I gotta be willing.
With them.
I gotta be willing.
Lord,
You're
so
right.
we are going to one of those TJ Maxx or whatever I am trying to tell you, and we're going to hook something up.
That sounds good. You know what? You know what I need to. I just learned how to do. I was never a sneakers person, but since the pandemic, I've become a sneakers person.
Yes.
But I have had to learn how to put sneakers on with other things other than jeans, and so that would be a good lesson.
And listen, just like you say, and because of the knees hurting or whatsoever, I had to come out of those J. Renee's and all of that, and stuff like that. And I'm trying to tell you, sneakers look real good with bling bling. Sneakers look real good with what that skirt I be wearing, that tutu.
The tutu. Oh, tutu. Yes.
Sneakers look real good in tutu now with tutu.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're going to Ashley Stewart. You said it, TJ Maxx.
Diamond sneakers and pearls and sneakers.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I'm with it. I'm with it 110%. I think that'd be wonderful.
That would be wonderful.
You never know. You may get a sponsorship deal from TJ Maxx or Ashley Stewart. You never know.
Hey, we're gonna do that.
We're
gonna do that thing. We're gonna do that thing.
Okay, I wasn't ready. I was excited about you doing it, but I submit. I'm with it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I know. I'm sorry. We went
we
totally to the left. I did totally to the left.
All right, back to the book. Thank y'all so much. I tell you, I love this girl. I tell you, she encouraged. It was 2010. Sister Bev encouraged me. I always said that I wanted to go back to school, and Sister Bev encouraged me. She's another motivator, and I thank God for her.
Yes.
And one day she picked me up. She came to my house and she picked me up and she says, Apostle, she said, get ready and come go with me. And so I, got ready and jumped in the car. I said, well, Sister Belle, where we going? And we drove right up to Savannah Tech. And I said, I thought she was picking up somebody. And she said, today is the last day for registration. So going on in there and register. I said, Sister Belle, I'm not ready. And oh my God, she pushed me right into that. And I did. I went, and I tell you, God had blessed. He really did. He blessed, and I graduated. And so, and you were there, and that's when you just began to just motivate me and encourage me.
Yes, ma'am.
And kept pushing me, and I'm trying to tell you, just help me right on through school. So I tell you, I thank God. I really do. I thank God.
I thank him too. I thank him too. Yes, ma'am. I thank him too.
Yeah, you inspire so many. You encourage so many. That's just a, because a lot of times you don't find too many people, because even when I read on I don't know what page that was, and you was talking about how Tyler Perry and Oprah Winfrey kind of like was a mentor on the.
I know what you're talking about.
And they
The
inspired
Diamond
you.
Dukes and Divas. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, they
Yes,
inspired you.
ma'am.
And so because you have watched them,
Yes,
that kind of
ma'am.
motivated you and help you get on up. And so,
Yes, ma'am.
you know, and I thank God because even listening to that, and you begin to celebrate their victory,
Right. Yes, ma'am.
and that move you into your victory.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
that's
I
what,
never thought about that.
yes, when we celebrate other people's victory, it will move us into our victory. That's
Yes.
how we get our victory.
Yes, I love it. That's profound. I never even thought about it like that.
Yeah. So it's, you know, it's
Yes,
just,
ma'am.
and that's what we have to do with each other. We have to celebrate each other's victory,
Yes.
and encourage and motivate and push them. And so, and that's what I thank God for you, because you all, listen, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you too. I appreciate you too. I know the exact thing you're talking about because it's in. I go into it a little more in detail in the first book, but this in the first edition. This is the second edition. In this edition, I decided to highlight, and you know what? And Dr. Maxine Bryant is one of the people that's highlighted there. But I also highlighted a young woman named Tiaja Martin. She is a powerhouse herself. She's not in Savannah, but she's a powerhouse herself. A young lady named Ashley King, and I don't know why I was about to call her nickname for a second, but she is a baker extraordinaire. And then my sister is actually highlighted in this book as well, Randia Middleton. She has a venue off of Ogeechee Road, and walking through, you know, getting information about their stories and how they started and why they started, and then, you know, more so with my sister, walking with her through the process. It amazes me how they were able to just use their diamonds and go. And they had their setbacks. They had their, you know, their moments where they weren't sure,
Yes, of course,
but they
sure, all
kept
that is
going.
it. That's right.
They kept going, and I appreciate that. You're right. I do want to highlight that.
Yes.
I like highlighting, you know, other people's victories. I
Yes,
enjoy that.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
and that's what I love to do. Now that is my diamond. Seriously,
Yes.
that is my diamond. Because even when I was reading the book, and you even say left some open space out so that we can write down.
Yes.
You know, jot down some of our diamonds that we think that, you know, we're gifted in.
Yes.
And I'm gifted in. Okay, like this platform.
Yes.
This platform was not made for me. This
Okay.
platform was set and made for those that, like yourself,
I follow
that
you.
has, you know, that have written a
follow you.
book and can come and begin to share it. And I love using the platform, helping and, you know,
Yes.
getting you. I know you're going somewhere, but I would like to, you know, have a hand in
Yes, ma'am.
getting, you know,
I follow you.
pushing, you know, nuggets.
Be closer to that place. I follow you.
Yes.
I follow you.
And that's-
110%.
That's my diamond.
Yes,
I love doing
ma'am.
that. I find joy doing that.
Yes.
Yes, I find joy doing that.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And you've always pushed me.
Yeah.
Always. I appreciate that. And you push others as well. So we gotta make sure we push you too.
Oh. And I
Yes,
am.
ma'am.
Because listen, you pushed me, like I said, over 10 years ago or so, past 10 years
Yes,
or so.
ma'am.
Because you were telling me to write my book for the longest.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would just drag my little feet and drag my little feet. And you know, you like to see other people, you know,
Yes.
going, you know,
I
not to
do.
say that
I
I
really
forget
do.
about myself or anything like that. But then I know that the right timing will be
Timing
there.
is everything.
Timing is everything.
It really, really is. I
Yes.
was talking to someone today, and she said the same thing. She said, "I was just thinking about you. This is divine timing. I had you on my list to call you." I said, "Oh, okay. This definitely is divine timing."
Yes.
But I appreciate that. I
It's-
enjoy
it's-
that.
It's timing. I believe in timing.
Yes.
I truly believe in timing, because the Bible declares in the book of Ecclesiastic, it lets us know that he said, acknowledge him in all thy ways and he will direct our path. And so a lot of times a lot of times we feel that now is that time, but we
Okay.
can run prematurely.
I follow you.
Yeah.
I follow you.
And the blessing of the Lord maketh rich, and it addeth no
No
sorrow.
sorrow.
And so when God is in it at that time, then it'll be the right time.
You're right.
And God is about timing. So a lot of time, because we see other people doing things, we don't have to rush out there and try to do it. Because sometimes we make a mess.
You're right.
And then sometimes it might be for us to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But then we ran too early.
I follow you.
So it is very important. It is so.
You are saying a
It-
whole
it is
lot.
so. God wants us to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
It is for us to do it. But if we do it the right time,
Yes,
the
ma'am.
right time, it'll be done right.
You said a whole lot right there. A whole lot.
And
Yes, ma'am.
I say that, and I say that because I hope I'm helping somebody. I say that because it's not that God don't want us to do it. It's not that somebody's jealous of us. It's not that somebody's intimidated of
Right.
us or anything like that. It's not that we have to be trying to show that we got it too,
Right.
and all of that. But at that right timing,
Mhm.
it's because it's in all of us.
Right.
He gave all of us a measure of faith.
Yes.
Yes, he did. And so, and he gave all of us steps, feet.
I follow you.
And
I'm with you.
And when we make that right step with our feet, then and knowing that God is walking with us, it's going to be right on time.
That was beautiful.
It's going to be
That
right
was
on
beautiful.
time. I thank
You
God
talking
for,
to me.
I tell you.
I don't know if I don't know if you're talking to anybody else, but you're talking to me.
Oh, bless God.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I often say I don't know where that dropped
No,
that out.
no, you said far more. That's why I said, okay, I hear you. I got it. It's all about timing.
It's all about timing. It's all about timing.
Yes.
Yes, because a lot of times, a lot of us, because the reason why we have not persevered, the reason why we have not continued,
Mm-hmm.
because we went out too quick.
I follow
And we
you.
start things.
Okay.
And the next thing we know, we are saved. God gave me such and such. And
Okay.
then 2 months later, we're not doing it again. But I thought,
I thought God
so
gave it to
it'll,
you,
it'll
right?
make us look like we confused.
Right.
It's a word that I'm trying to use. Unstable. I put it like
I follow
that.
you. I follow
Unstable.
you.
Because we'll start something this week. Next week we're doing something else or whatever.
Yes.
And it's because we're trying to keep up with somebody
Mm-hmm.
or do something that God didn't necessarily call us to do at that time.
At that time, I follow you.
And we just mess up things.
Yes.
So when it is our time to do what we're supposed to do, then we can't because we done went ahead of ourselves and ahead of God. And it's not working.
I follow you.
And it's not working. So now that is void.
I follow you.
You see what I'm saying?
I see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. When it could have been something great.
Right.
Yes. So
I see exactly what you're saying.
I bless God.
I
do.
appreciate that.
Oh.
I really do. I appreciate that.
Yes,
Timing.
yes, yes. I hope somebody heard me today because seriously, I said it from the bottom of my heart of using wisdom
Yes.
to let us know that we can't run. We can't be swift to run
Right.
all the time, ahead of God. But when we begin to acknowledge him, begin to seek him, and begin to wait on him.
Right.
Because sometimes we feel like, God, you're taking too long now. That's with anything.
Yes, ma'am.
So I bless
Yes,
God.
ma'am.
That's with
Yes, ma'am.
That's with anything. I'm not talking about a particular thing.
Right.
I'm talking about anything. Sometimes we just going on out there and just making them
Make a
shipwreck.
mess.
Yes. Yes.
I hear you. I promise you, I am hearing you. And you have no idea what I'm hearing you for. But I promise you, I'm hearing you.
bless
That was
God.
pointed, and I appreciate it.
Yes.
I hear you.
Yes. But listen,
Yes.
I'll tell you. Back to
Okay.
the book. Yes.
We will
get-
go on a
yes,
tangent and
yes.
talk about other things.
We're getting ready to bring this to a close, but I thank God This woman of God, she had blessed, even this platform has been just so blessed. My overseer, Dr.
Yes.
Ida Cheever, you
Yes.
even helped her with her book out, because she has such a legacy.
Yes, she does.
And I'm telling you, and it's in there, and it was timing.
Yes, it was.
Now, let us go back to that. It was
Yes,
timing.
it was.
The woman of God in her walk could have been wrote a book.
Yes.
But look at the timing.
Yes.
And it's an awesome legacy, awesome testimony.
Yes, it is.
And Pastor Southall Brown,
Yes, ma'am.
you even helped him. And so, see, you're just helping so many people.
I enjoy it. I really do.
I know you
I'll
do.
tell you this, working on Dr. Cheever's book, that was one of my crowning achievements. I
Yes.
consider that. Now, I love all my authors. I take pride in all of the books, and I do my best to, produce some quality work
Yes.
that they appreciate, quality work that other people appreciate reading. But The Life of a Legend was, it was a doozy.
Yes.
I appreciate it so much because there was so much time and so much effort that went into it, into the planning, into just the whole construction of it, and sitting down and talking with people about her.
But look what it said, the life.
Exactly.
She had to live that life.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's amazing to sit down and have a conversation with her. She's so calm.
Yes.
She's so mild-mannered. But I've seen her on television before. And it was two different people, but it was the same person.
Yes.
But because she spoke and she preached with such fire.
Yes.
And the fire is still there.
It's still there.
And others speak about her. They speak so well of her. I don't know if I've ever met any one person who has impacted so many people,
Oh my God.
in the United States and abroad.
And abroad, yes.
And they speak so well of her. And the amazing thing is that when there were some who did not speak well of her, she would say, we are not going to say
Bless
anything
them,
about
baby.
that.
Bless them, yes.
That blew my mind because, so many times you want to kind of defend yourself or, say, well, I didn't say that or I didn't say this. But I read a quote, and I can't remember who it's by, but it says, I believe it's Les Brown. He says, other people's opinions of me are none of my business. And that thing kind of hit me. I was like, oh, well, I guess it is none of my business because I can't, no matter what I can say, I'm not going to be able to change it,
Can't change it.
or alter it. And if I try to do something, I may be doing too much. But she has lived she is living such a legacy, and she is a legend.
Yes.
She definitely is a legend.
Definitely is. And her character, oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Oh my.
And one of the things that I appreciated was when I heard people talk about the miracles that happened at her hands, at her anointed hands, during the revivals and during the meetings. And I'm sitting
But the thing about it,
yes.
it's good to hear. But when you were there,
Were you there?
yeah, I was. Oh yeah,
I know you were there. I know.
I was there. I'm trying to tell you, we saw the miracles.
Oh my.
We saw the miracles, the signs, and the wonders. Yes, at the age of 17.
Oh my.
Yes, we were. Oh my God, I'm telling you, it's about like the disciples.
Okay.
See, you Peter and John, the full gospel, how they talking about Jesus and
Yes.
everything, and you just reading of their testimonies and what they experienced, and but it's just like when you were there with them, and I was with Dr. Ida Cheever, and I'm trying to tell you, oh my God, just to be called is such an honor.
Yes.
Just to be called her daughter, that's just a blessing by itself.
Yes.
It's just a blessing by itself. So
My
even you helping her with her book and everything like that. I meant to bring her book so that I can just
Okay.
continuously.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
but listen, if you need a book, her life legacy.
Yes, the life of a
please
legend.
contact me and we will get you a book. You
And-
need to read that book seriously because those things really happen. The woman of God is still with us. And
Yes.
listen, she's still praying for us.
Yes.
She's still praying for you The woman of God is still praying for you. So we just bless God.
Yes.
But listen, even in
Yes.
our closing, one of the chapters it talked about, and I love this chapter. It was talking about doing the diamond thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I love that, doing the diamond thing. So and it says the process to greatness is not an easy one,
Yes.
but it is extremely rewarding.
Yes, ma'am.
I had loved that.
Yes, ma'am. Because it's
Doing
not
the diamond
easy.
thing.
Yes, it's not an easy. It's not. It's not. But you've got to go after your passion, and you don't have to quit your 9 to 5.
Because it's a reward after it.
There is.
It
There
is.
is such a reward.
Yes.
There is. There is. It's an amazing process, and it's not always, it doesn't always feel good. Because if you look at how a diamond, comes to be a diamond, it has to go under fire. It has to be fired. It has to have some pressure on it.
Yes.
It has to be polished before it can actually, come forth as a diamond. So a lot of our situations are similar. We have to go through that process first.
Yes.
And it doesn't feel too good.
It don't. It really don't. But oh
But it's
my
worth
God,
it.
but it is. It's worth it. So
Yes,
listen,
ma'am.
in our closing, look right there in that camera, because on page 77,
Yes, ma'am.
you wrote, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. And a lot of people that is watching, maybe
Yes.
watching tonight, a lot of people may be watching tonight, might be feeling inadequate.
I follow you. I follow
Because a lot of people does. They have the dream, they have the idea, they want to do it, but they feel inadequate. And so on page 77 in your book, you say, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate.
Yes, ma'am.
Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us.
Yes, ma'am.
So a lot of times we think the dark, cutting the light out,
Right.
being in the dark
Yes.
frightens us. But in your book, I love that. It's the light.
Yes.
Because, oh my God. Like even coming on, see all these lights in our face,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
time they say, go. Your heart start, So
Yes, ma'am.
talk to somebody
I
tonight.
love that. That is actually that's a poem by Marianne Williamson, one of my favorite poems, aside from a few by Nikki Giovanni. But that is an amazing poem. Our deepest fear is just that. It's not that we're inadequate, but it is that we are powerful beyond measure.
Yes.
And you are, for anyone who's listening, and you may be feeling inadequate or feeling like you are not quite sure where you are, that whether or not you belong, whether or not you are supposed to be here, or whether or not you're supposed to be doing something that you kind of have a little inkling for. You're supposed to do it.
Yes.
Let me tell you now.
Yes.
You are supposed to do it. You are a force to be reckoned with. You are powerful beyond measure.
Yes.
And the thing that may frighten you is not the fact that you may fail, but it's the fact that you may actually succeed. And then more will be required of you, but that's okay. You can do it. Philippians 4:13, I remember that one. It says, if I don't know any other scripture, if I don't know where anything else comes from, I know
Yes,
Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I have my 6-year-old recite that every morning. You can do it. You cannot do it on your own strength. We're not strong enough because our own strength fails us. But with Christ's strength, with the strength of God inside of us, with the people and the wonderful support that he's given us all around us, we can do it.
We can do
We
it.
can do
We
it.
can
It
do
may
it.
seem to be a daunting task. It may seem like it's something that you cannot surmount. But go into your prayer closet, write down your affirmations, get into your word, whatever it is you need to do what you need to do, but
Yes.
don't leave that idea. Don't let that diamond go unpolished. Don't let it go uncultivated, or just don't let it sit by itself and die. Don't be the person who goes out searching for all these other things when you've got diamonds right in your own backyard.
Yes.
They're in there. Everyone has at least one. And some people have several, but everyone has at least one diamond in their own backyard.
Yes.
And it's for you to use it.
Yes.
Use it so that you can gain financial freedom for yourself and positive social change for your community. Listen, let me tell you something. There's nobody else in this world that's going to promote you or going to encourage you like you can encourage
That's right.
yourself.
That's right.
Even if you don't believe it right now, you walk into the mirror every morning. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, and that my soul doth know right well. Don't answer what I said. It's in Psalm somewhere. I'm working on it. I'm a work in progress. I'm working on it. It's in Psalm somewhere. But I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I know my God does not make junk. I know that I am here for a purpose. I know that everything in my life is lining up, and I believe that all things work together for the good of them that love him. And I know that's Romans. Don't ask me where the rest of it is. I might need a little tutorial on that part.
But listen, you sound
Yes.
like this. You can take them to the street, but you may not know the address.
No, ma'am.
Okay,
No, I don't
all
know the
right.
address, but I know the street that we're supposed to be on. I can get you to the street. And that used to aggravate me. And for a while, I didn't want to say anything. I didn't even want to say a scripture. So I'm thinking, well, why don't you know where it is? And sometimes I can't remember. But listen, the fact that I know that I can do all things because he strengthens me, the fact that I know that I'm called according to his purpose, I believe that part. And that's enough to get me to where I need to go. Even if I can't remember exactly where it came from, I know that he called me. I know that he called me, you know?
Yes, yes.
If I don't know anything else,
Yes.
I know
yes,
that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And listen, I tell you, thank you so much for coming on and to even help you with that, because it's not necessarily say to know that I'm going to use Philippians 4:19, but my God shall supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory by Christ Jesus.
Yes.
That is good to know, that Philippians 4:19 is good to know, but even if you get the scripture to them, if you get the word to them.
Yes.
Yeah, if you get the word to them.
Yes.
But just to encourage you, because you always encourage me, to encourage you. If you could say, but my God shall supply all my needs, you could easily say Philippians 4:19.
Yes, yes. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
It's just another word to put on, but my God shall supply.
Yes.
So
You're absolutely right.
We do that. We do that to you.
Yes, yes.
But
you helped me.
anyway,
I appreciate it.
and while you at it, tell them how they can purchase the book.
Okay.
Yes.
If you'd like to get a copy of Diamonds in My Own Backyard, you can definitely go to Amazon. It's available there. And it's also available through my social media, Natariel Powell. If you're on Instagram, it's Natariel the Book Doctor. And thank you in advance for the sale.
Yes.
Or the purchase.
Thank you. Yes, I love you tonight. Thank you
love
so
you too.
much for coming on. I tell you, this has really, this has really just been such a treat to me.
Thank you.
We will have you back. You are always welcome on this platform.
Thank you.
Yes, and so we definitely will be back on this platform when we get through
Shopping. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So thank you once again for tuning in to our Real Table Talk. I thank you so much for coming on tonight with us. Thank you for sponsoring us. Thank you for supporting us. And we're going to say good night.